Sheena, and I'm back with another video. So on today's video, I will be talking to you ladies about vaginal health. That's right, how to keep your girl down there in the best shape possible. Keeping her clean, fresh, and just on point, okay? So before I get started, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell so that you'll never miss a video from me, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so today's product that I'll be talking about is Boric Acid. Now, you may have seen me talk about this briefly in my Amazon beauty haul. If you haven't seen that video, please make sure that you check that out. I'll make sure I leave it in the description box below. So this is the Boric Acid that I picked up from Amazon. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what boric acid is, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. I have my notes here. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes. So I'm going to first I'm going to get into tell you what boric acid is. Also, I just have to say this video is not intended to substitute medical advice. So if you're having an issue or anything, please make sure that you consult with your doctor first before you try any of this or anything that I recommend. Make sure you consult with your doctor first. So I have to say that. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just giving you my review of the products, okay? So let's just talk about what boric acid is. So boric acid is basically a natural this is just a natural substance, okay? This has been around for many years. You actually may have seen boric acid in the actual store because some people use boric acid as an insecticide to kill like insects, but you can also use it down there, okay, to restore pH balance. So it's a compound that is found in volcanic areas. So it's found in like Europe, North America, and it was also used by the ancient Greeks. I'm sure even the Egyptians used it to preserve food and cleaning things of that nature. So boric acid actually works by removing bacteria mucus from the vagina. Okay, it helps by getting rid of the mucus from the vagina. It gets rid of disease-causing organisms, okay, that a lot of times antibiotics can't get rid of. Also, a lot of times the antibiotics is not only killing the bad bacteria, but it's also killing the good bacteria as well. However, with the boric acid, it's only taking out the harmful bacteria, okay? So that's a good thing about this. And so I don't know if you ladies are familiar with the Dr. Sebi, but I have watched like a lot of his videos and things like that. And the thing that he talked about the most was mucus and how mucus is the cause of all diseases, okay? And so that makes sense when it talks about vaginal health and how the boric acid actually cleans out, you know, the mucus in your vagina, okay? So I wanted to try this, and it's not because like I'm having any issues or anything, but it's because I wanted I just want my girl to just stay in the best shape possible. And even if you're not experiencing any issues or anything like that, you still can use this just to make sure that your pH balance is in just, you know, just on point. Because like I said, it's a probiotic. And so, you know, doctors will tell you, you know, eat yogurt and things of that nature. But you can just also use these to just make sure that, you know, your pH balance down there is like at a healthy level. When your pH balance is off, a lot of times you experience things like yeast infections or odor or discharge, or, you know, a lot of times when people have like sexually transmitted diseases like trichomoniasis, like you know, that's like a bacteria that you get through sex. And it said that the boric acid helps with all of that, okay? So yeah, so the way that you use this is you know, you use it twice a day. So you use it once in the morning and once at night. And when you purchase it from the website, it's just gonna come like this, but you can buy these suppositories to use to insert it inside of your vagina. But you could also just use your finger, however you want to do it. Just make sure that you wash your hands, of course, before and after use. And so you just stick this up in the morning and then again at night, and then for 2 weeks, and then after the 2 weeks, after you have your period, then you can what does it say? It says to just maintain the pH, you can insert one suppository into vagina for 2 weeks every month before your menses. So it just helps, you know, keep you cleaned out, and it helps to keep your vaginal pH balanced. Okay, that's the thing. You want to have a healthy, balanced pH level for your vagina. Like, you want your vagina needs to be at a healthy balance. Boric acid is perfect for after having sex. We all know sex. If you don't know, I'm here to tell you, sex, that's throwing off your pH balance, okay? So it's good to use it after sex, the last days of your period, or when you're dealing with some vaginal odor. So this is going to help with vaginal odor. If you're experiencing any of that, that's going to really help. There's so many things that can throw your pH balance off, especially in the summertime, like wearing bikinis. You can easily throw your pH balance, like getting in the pools, wearing the bikinis, like that'll throw your pH balance off. Like me, I'm very sensitive down there, so certain soaps, you know, if it touches down there, if it touches my vagina area, like certain soaps that touches my vagina, can cause like a yeast infection for me. So it's like, it's just so easy for me personally for my pH balance to get thrown off. So I have to be very careful about like the type of underwear that I wear, the types of body washes that I'm using. Like, I can't use body wash or anything in that area at all, because it will like have me itching. Like, I cannot do that. So if you're like me, a person like me, this is really, really going to be really helpful for you. Okay. So foods, that's another thing that throws off your pH balance. And I have a list of foods that are acidic in nature and that can really, really throw your pH balance off, okay? So the first thing is like sweet stuff. So eating a lot of sweets, like a lot of desserts. Like, you know, yeast loves sugar. So, you know, if you're eating a lot of sweets, that can be feeding the yeast that's already in your body and make it grow, and then that causes an imbalance. So you want to stay away from sweets. You want to stay away from sweets. Sugar is just the devil, okay? Sugar will have you looking old. Sugar will age you. Sugar causes you to get fat, and sugar throws off your pH balance. So we gotta start cutting that sugar, ladies. Like, that sugar's no good. We gotta substitute that with something else. We gotta throw away sugar from our diets, okay? Onions is another thing. So not only does onion cause bad breath, but eating too much onions actually causes vaginal odor. I didn't know that. Onions change your bacteria flora, which causes a strong odor. I did not know that about onions. Even though I don't really eat onions, I'll eat cooked onions every now and then, but that's about it. But yeah, so onions will like throw it off and have you smelling down there. Another thing is fried foods. So it says that fried foods are high in fat, and it impacts the delicate bacteria balance down there. So it increases your risk for yeast infections. I did not know that, but this is just something that I found out by researching. Okay, so cutting the fried foods is the devil too. We got to cut that out. All right. Coffee, and y'all, I love me some coffee, y'all, but coffee is acidic. I love me some coffee, y'all, but coffee is acidic. Okay. not only can it leave, it says that it can leave you with smelly breath, but also vaginal odor, okay? It's because the coffee can increase your risk of yeast infections, okay? So I'm not saying don't drink coffee, but definitely limit your intake of coffee, okay? Because it can throw your pH balance off, okay? And we gotta make sure that she's smelling good at all times, all times. Because let me tell y'all, and I'm just be real. Have y'all ever been in like a public restroom and y'all go in the restroom behind somebody and they smell horrible, and you know that it's like their vajayjay, you know that that's the smell, and it's not like, it's just like, sometimes it can be a fishy smell, but sometimes it could just be a smell like oh my god, like something just horrid, okay? That's not cute, ladies. That's not cute at all, okay? And we don't want that. We don't want to be leaving behind a trail of odor when we leave out of these public restrooms, where we, you know, we after we pee, we gotta spray. Okay, we not doing all that. That's not cute. So if you have that problem, and I'm not shaming anybody, okay? I'm not trying to shame anybody, because that's not the point. What I'm saying is, you gotta get that under control. What I'm saying is, let's get that under control if that's a problem, and this is going to help you. I'm here to help and share the information. I'm sorry, this is not, y'all just know this, like, I'm just here to share the information with y'all. I want y'all to be at y'all best, okay? And you can't be walking around talking about you a bad bitch and your coochie smelling. We can't do that. We can't do that. So, you know, let's you know, if your thing is like, if you having issues with body odor, which is it's a natural thing, like there's nothing to be ashamed about, okay? It happens to the best of us, but just know that there are solutions and you have to get it under control. Now, if it's something that is like, if there's like a strong smell though, like a strong fishy smell or something like that, then you possibly could have like an STD, and you want to make sure that you go to the doctor and get that taken care of. But, and I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just making sure that your vajayjay shouldn't have a smell. Like she should just not have a smell. Like when you have a healthy pH balance, you don't have a smell. It doesn't smell like anything, you know? It doesn't have a distinct smell. It shouldn't. But when your pH is thrown off, that's when you'll experience like spills down there. And I'm just here to help y'all. So that's it. So I don't want anybody to think like I'm shaming anybody, because that's not what I'm doing. Okay, because I'm gonna be honest, like I love seafood, and sometimes depending on where I get like my crab legs from, I'll notice like the next day, like I'll be smelling fishy down there. Like I'm not even gonna lie. And so I know it's because, you know, like seafood, shrimp, crabs, like they're bottom feeders. And so they have a lot of bacteria in them, depending on where they're from. Now that's why like I only get my seafood from like a certain place. And you have to be careful, because some seafoods, like in certain water that the seafood comes out of, is like really contaminated with bacteria. And if you're consuming that, it's gonna smell like that, you know, down there. So if you have had that issue, this can help you. Now, I'm not saying every time you eat seafood, you smell like seafood down there, because if that's the case, then it's something else going on. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about every time you eat seafood. I'm saying certain seafoods that has been contaminated with a lot of bacteria can cause your vagina to smell like seafood, okay? But again, if it's every time you eat seafood, then there's probably something else going on. Or if you have not eaten seafood and you smell fishy down there, then there's something else going on. There's an underlying condition, and you may want to go to a doctor, okay, and get that checked. But yeah, so sodas is really acidic, and if you consume a lot of acid, a lot of sodas, then that can also throw off your pH balance and have your, you know, your girl not smelling so so good either. So if you drink a lot of sodas, try to cut back on that, okay? Because that's not cute. Drink water. Drink water. Let water be your drink of choice. Drink as much water as possible because the water is going to cleanse you out as well, okay? I know that, you know, a lot of times we can't just drink water. We wanted some flavor. You know, put a little fruit in your water or something like that, but stay off the sodas because that is creating a lot of acid in your body, and that's not good for our girl down there, okay? It's not good for our friend. Again, so if you're experiencing anything like BV, you know, anything like that, the boric acid can really help. Yeast infections, it can definitely help. Make sure, like, after you use this, like, make sure that you have, like, panty liners. You wear some panty liners because you will have, like, some discharge that comes out. It's just like some clear discharge. It doesn't have a smell or odor or anything, but you know, just to protect your clothes and your bed sheets, you know, just put on a panty liner while you're using it. But yeah, so after I've been using this, today is Saturday, I've been using it since Monday. And I actually noticed, like, she's a little bit tighter down there. I didn't see that was actually one of the side effects, but I noticed that she is, and I do feel a lot more, like, fresher down there. So yeah, try it out. Y'all know I'm just being 100 with y'all. Like, go ahead and pick her up so that, you know, we can be smelling good inside and out all the time, okay? So that's it. If y'all ladies have any questions, please make sure that you leave your questions in the comment section below. I'll make sure that I answer them all. I always answer the questions that y'all leave me. I appreciate all the support from you ladies, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye, loves.